They're all stationed around the center of the room, in which lies, from what you can see, a very, very large, round pool of some sort of deep crimson liquid.
I have come to pay a debt, and I do so gladly and without question. What would you have of me?
You came to speak with the lady. Well, the way is before you. She gestures to the pool.
I don't understand. Where do I... If there's some sort of pact between us, I'm here to honor it. What would you have of me? Walk slow and straight in.
You step into it. Comes up to your ankles, to your knees. And what catches you first is the liquid is very thick. It is viscous in a familiar way. This is most definitively a pool of blood. And it is cold. It is ice cold. As you step in, you could feel as it begins to seep into your boots and begins to find its way into the crevices of your outfit. As you get down to your waist, it's just chilling and you can't help but stand up straight as you step further in, not sure quite how deep it gets. And it gets deeper and deeper, up past your chest, up past your shoulders, and you're not even halfway into the center of this pool before it's going past your nose.
Keep going.
You take your last breath, hold it, and submerge yourself in the pool.
Take the plunge.
Darkness around you, the cold sensation. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
My mouth and inhale.
As you do, you feel the blood fill your lungs, and you immediately, your lungs begin to seize with the lack of oxygen. You instinctually begin to try and reach up for the water and pool, but you can't rise. You can't get up. And at that point, the cold, piercing pain of the liquid in your lungs becomes warm. All the liquid around you becomes warm. And in the darkness, where you cannot see, you calm, as suddenly your breathing is no longer difficult. It's natural. It's like air. And it's reminiscent of being in the womb, of the moment of birth that you've forgotten so long ago, that you're just surrounded in darkness and comfort. And piercing the center of this darkness before you, you see a very faint bead of white light just begin to spark and grow. Light widens out, it becomes a face. A porcelain face, a nose, lips, a chin. Empty dark sockets. Long, dark hair that goes to crimson and surrounds you. you see a small hand reach up behind and lift you from your legs. And from what you thought was only a few feet of liquid, you look around you and it is an endless space, a space you've been before, a space that you once visited in your sleep, in your dreams. You look down below and you can see the infinite skein of threads that you were once given inspection to. As you look down, you see the very palm of the Raven Queen holding you aloft in this space as the mask pulls in close to you with a smile. The lips don't move, but you hear a voice from all directions in your head. A comforting voice, a welcoming voice. My champion, Vax'ildan, you've come to me at last.
This was always supposed to happen, wasn't it?
There is destiny. But you still guide your path where it must go. Especially you, fate-touched. You're one of the few that bends the threads near and around you. That's why you're so interesting to me.
I give myself willingly to you for the bargain that was struck. Although I question if the bargain was just the surface reason for this to happen.
Champion. Vax'ildan. You've come at last.
My sister lives. That debt will be paid. What do you want? My life? My soul? Or am I to be your puppet?
When one such as your unique essence walks these realms, do not think I am the only one to take interest. And do not think you're the only one either. But I was there to seize the opportunity when it arose. And as such, you are now mine. And I know that you hate me. I know that you fear me. Most do. But only because they are without understanding. Without death, life has no meaning. Finality drives change, innovation, greatness. It is the end that I bring that drives all of you gracious creations of this land to make the world better than we did, than those before me did.
I would learn your ways. I will learn your purpose. And I will serve.
Understand the wholeness of what it is you serve and what you represent, champion. Even after death, the soul is carried to another purpose. But it is that transition where it is at its most vulnerable. It is my charge, my gift, your gift now, to safeguard that beautiful moment. There are those that find the immortal soul one of the most pure and powerful means of energy, of sourced power in this world. That is an abomination. There are those that wish to halt the process and live eternally in some form of undeath or the other. That is an abomination. There is also a difference between bending your thread around destiny, fate-touched, and perverting the thread entirely, for death is sacred. But not all deaths are destined in that moment. Some destinies require one to endure beyond the moment, to meet that moment many times before the final death is to come.
The threads of fate are not puppet strings. They connect life to destiny. You are fate-touched, able to see and bend the threads around you. Understand the wholeness of what you serve, champion.
We must guide those moments across this web, and as she sweeps her hand out of another, where she holds you in one palm, another hand reaches out, and the entire web of threads just glows below you in this curling wave out into infinity, into the horizons endless to each side of you and beyond. So, to bend destiny, to bend these fates, is within our sphere of influence. It's those that find a way to cheat this destiny. Halt the progression. Corrupt their thread to the point it sickens those around them. Undeath, wayward necromancy, perversion of the sanctity of the cycle. And our very domain is an atrocity and must be stopped and stamped out. That is our cause. Your cause now. Do you still accept this gift?
All the living share one experience. Death. Your mother, your sister, even you. We must safeguard that beautiful moment when the soul transitions to a new purpose.
The souls I've been seeing, you want me to shepherd them?
In a sense, yes. Protecting the sanctity between life and death. That is our cause. Your cause. Do you accept this charge?
You, Vax'ildan. I've had my eye on you for some time. And the smile curls into this much wider smile, to a point of being somewhat perturbing. Your dual nature, rushing prematurely towards your end, wantonly throwing your life before the flames, only to pull away in those last moments. Instinct. You test your path constantly, without knowing. You've been preparing for this mantle your entire life. My beautiful champion. The smile subsides. The face goes stone. Lack of expression. Blank. The hand pulls back, and you now can see the full immensity of her size. Her body infinitely long, looking down before it disappears into darkness.
What choice do I have? I accept.
You're afraid of dying.
Of course I am.
Don't be. I've been watching you longer than you know.
And as you look up, suddenly the mask is there before you, but normal, human-sized. You're no longer in her hand. You're standing on a floor of the same white ice bone type substance the interior of Raven's crest seemed to be built from. And for a brief moment, you see before you the woman before the god, the ascended mortal, no larger than you. From the hair that topples down the sides, a hand reaches up and grabs the mask and pulls it away. Beneath the mask, you see a very beautiful, very sad-looking woman. Her eyes are cold and red in the iris. Her skin flawless and smooth, white, pale, sunless. Her brows thin and furrowed. But she steps forward and touches the side of your face. There are those who will be frightened of you. But know what we do is one of the most important gifts of all. And she grabs your head, pulls down and kisses you in the forehead. At which point, suddenly your lungs fill once again with searing white pain. You find yourself scrambling about, instinctually spilling out liquid all around you, and you finally come out on top of the communion pool.
Recklessly drawn to your destiny, like a flame. My beautiful champion. There is much to fear, but not death, for it gives meaning to life.
Your eyes open and you can see just red crimson pouring in your vision. You rub it out, and you're in the chamber alone. Eyes wide, swimming around. You can see the figures on the side come to the edges. They all bow. The figure that led you in stands at the mouth of this pool where you entered. She's smiling. She has her hand extended. She lifts you out of the pool. One of the other figures runs up and takes one of the dark robes that they have and pulls it off around them, revealing just a simple dark blue and black outfit beneath. Still wearing the veil, but wraps the dark robe around you as the liquid is now back to its freezing cold sensation. Your teeth are chattering. And they lead you back to the door you entered, down the stairs, and into the central chamber where both Keyleth and Pike await. You guys turn and see, descending the stairs, being flanked essentially by two of the members of the Raven's Crest, both the shoulders with a dark robe wrapped around a very cold and somewhat freaked out looking Vax'ildan, who has smeared red across his face. His hair is thick with viscous crimson liquid.
Run over. I stand at the bottom of the stairs and I watch.
I got answers in there, but they led to more questions. What am I to do with those questions?
The woman who led you in there smiles and says, "That is the nature of death. We can't have all the answers, my friend. It's the pursuit of those answers that drives us. Do you trust her?"
I do.
Then perhaps you'll find those answers one day.
Thank you.
Thank you. They pull the robe off, and they all head back up into the chamber, leaving you all there in the room alone.
She was always there, wasn't she?
Vax, we were so worried about... What the fuck?